From an extreme version of Capture the Flag, to a tug-of-war like you've never seen before, to a drunk soldier game that for some reason has gone mainstream, this world is full of unusual, if not extreme versions of sports. Anybody can play boring sports like football or basketball, but it takes a special breed of athlete to dominate these contests. So, get ready to be amazed as we explore the most unbelievable sports on this planet. So for the first one, we're going to travel all the way to Japan and introduce you to a sport that is called BoTaoshi. As you can see, the sport is brutal. BoTaoshi is a team sport that originated in Japan in the early 20th century. It was first developed as a training exercise for the Imperial Japanese Army to improve teamwork and physical strength, but has changed into what you are looking at right now. The game is played on a field that is about twice the size of an American football field. The game is played with two teams, one defending a large wooden pole and the other attempting to bring it down. The attacking team consists of 75 players, while the defending team can have between 75 to 150 players. To bring down the pole, the attacking team must climb on top of each other to create a human pyramid, while the defending team tries to prevent them from doing so, and they do it by pretty much any means necessary. This game can last up to 2 hours, and the team that successfully brings down the pole is declared the winner. This unusual and unique sport is played primarily in Japan, but is starting to gain some popularity in other countries. To find our next unusual sport, you need to go way up north to the Inuit communities in northern Canada and Alaska. Now, as you can imagine, it's a bit harder to get out on the football field when you're living above the Arctic Circle. So sport competition among the Inuit people has taken on a whole new look. Let us introduce you to ear pulling. That's right, ear pulling. This is a competition where two competitors sit facing each other with their legs straddled and interlocked, and a 2-foot-long loop of string is looped behind the ears. The competitors then pull upon the opposing ear using their own ear until the cord comes free or the opponent quits from the pain. This is a traditional competition that is designed to test the physical endurance and pain tolerance of the participants. As you can imagine, this hurts, and it's not uncommon for it to cause lacerations and require stitches. Despite these concerns, the ear pull remains a unique and fascinating sport that continues to be played by Inuit communities to this day. So, if you have bigger ears and a high pain tolerance, this may be the sport for you. What would you say if I told you that our next brutal sport involved chess? Yeah, that chess. You know, pawns, kings, queens, checkmate, all that. So how does chess become brutal, you may ask? Well, obviously when you follow your round of chess with a round of boxing. You heard that right. Welcome to the next sport craze sweeping the globe called chess boxing. This is a hybrid sport that combines the brains of chess with the brawn of boxing. It was invented in 1992 and involves two competitors playing alternating rounds of chess and boxing until one wins by checkmate or knockout. The sport is typically played in a standard boxing ring using amateur boxing equipment and rules. The chess round is played in the ring with a table, board, and seating moved in and out of the ring for each round. The typical match has 11 rounds, 6 of chess and 5 of boxing, with each lasting 3 minutes. Chess boxing is getting bigger in countries like England, India, Finland, and Russia. It even has its own world championship. So if you enjoy a little fist fight and are yearning to let out your inner nerd, then chess boxing may be your new sport. For our next sport, we're going to be traveling to Finland, the home of quite a few unusual sports. Here is where you want to go if you missed that moment that you carried your wife over the threshold. It's in Finland and now other countries around the world that you can participate in the amazing sport of wife carrying. This is a sport where a man carries a female partner through a 250-meter course that includes at least 3 different obstacles, one of them being water. The couple can choose any method for the wife to be carried, and the fastest couple to the finish line wins. And what do they win, you might ask? Well, all this sweat and tears to win the grand prize of your wife's weight in beer. So the bigger the wife, the bigger the prize. Wife carrying is a light-hearted affair that nobody really knows how it got started, but it has grown in popularity and has competitions in different countries throughout the world. For those most skilled wife carriers though, the World Championship is held every year in July in Finland. So if you're looking for a way to get closer to your spouse, or for an excuse to drop them, wife carrying may just be what you're looking for. And for the last sport, we travel to Russia, where one of the most brutal sports around started. We'd like to introduce you to the delicate sport of Russian face slapping. What was once a way for drunk soldiers to pass the time has turned into a popular international sport. In this extreme sport, 2 competitors stand across from each other and take turns slapping each other in the face. These slaps are not your average taps or pats, but can be incredibly powerful and painful, leaving some competitors unconscious. While the sport has its roots in Russia, it has spread to other countries and even has professional leagues and tournaments with substantial prize money. The risks of the sport are high, with competitors risking broken bones, concussions, and other serious injuries. Despite these dangers, the extreme nature of the sport and the thrill of competition continue to draw in spectators and competitors alike. So there you have it, some of the most unusual and bizarre sports from around the world. From the brutal BoTaoshi in Japan to the painful and challenging Inuit ear pulling. And don't forget the intellectual and physical challenge of chess boxing. The entertaining wife carrying, and the ferocious sport of Russian face slapping. These extreme sports are taking the world by storm. They may not be for everybody, but they're undoubtedly fascinating to watch and take part in. So why not try something new and break out of your comfort zone? Who knows, you might just find your new favorite sport. And if you're into sports, you're going to love these sport cars, where we explore 5 of the most expensive cars in the world. And make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on the amazing things that this planet has to offer.